Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Along for the Drive here in Along for the Ride. It's a beautiful sunny day again. We're on our way up to Collingwood, so we definitely have some more time to make a video. Not going to make this a 2-hour video, but we do have 2 hours, an hour and 29 minutes actually to get there. Been on the road for a little bit, waiting for a smooth section of road and one that I can just drive on without having to really be concerned about making turns. So I missed a turn here. Need to hit pause on this. This is episode 4 of Along for the Drive. I believe it's episode 4. It might be episode 5. We'll have to check that when we get home. We'll adjust the graphic to suit. And our topic to this week is, what is time well spent? And I bring that question up because just recently I finished a long weekend up here in Canada. For those of you in the States, you're celebrating your Memorial long weekend this weekend, so enjoy. Happy Memorial Day. And on the Monday of the long weekend, when you've got this extra day to relax, or extra day to not be at work, I spent most of the day doing work. And started asking myself, is that time well spent? Why am I doing this kind of stuff? I mean, it had to get done, but why do I enjoy or why do I want to do this kind of stuff? So for those of you that don't know me well, I grew up in the city. I'm a city guy. I mean, I had a couple aunts and uncles that lived in the country, always liked going there, and then we bought our property, and our property is 1.5 acres. So again, not really country, but it's enough property to have some maintenance and have some work. So on Monday of the long weekend, I spent the day with getting 4 yards of mulch, which wasn't cheap. The price of mulch has gone up. Re-edged all the gardens, spread 4 yards of mulch, and then spent 3 hours getting the lawn all cut and trimmed and looking pretty awesome. And it did look pretty awesome. Here's a drone shot of what the property's looking like these days. Take a look. So I was pretty pleased. And again, for those of you that don't know, I built the house. So I spent the summer 14 years ago building the house. So that's something that we could talk about again on Along for the Ride. Maybe that's another video. So it makes me feel good to see that. I like the video. I thought I would put it together. Feeling pretty proud about what I've created, this 14-year project. But still, asking myself, just what is time well spent? And is this time well spent? Do I want to be spending my time this way? And this comes from a good friend of mine who recently moved his family. And every time I'm on my lawnmower cutting grass, I always have to ask myself, because I hear his voice in my head saying these words.
I love green spaces, I love grass, I love trees, flowers, but I hate looking after all of those things, which is why I find myself living here in a condo where I don't have to worry about those things.
And I'm wondering, is this time well spent? What is time well spent? How do you measure time well spent? So Monday, I spent good 6 hours, 7 hours doing yard work to make the place look good. Then why do I want to do this? I mean, it needed to get done, or I guess I thought it needed to get done. Grass certainly needed to get cut, and I like when things look good, feel proud about the house. But why do I enjoy doing this? Like, would I be happier living in a condo with a simpler life? If you've been following my videos and you've been following my Instagram, you know I have a lot of hobbies. I do a lot of different things. Not only do I have a full-time job of teaching, I do building on the side, I like to shoot archery, I've got the Sea-Doo, etc., etc., etc. It's kind of a long list. A little too many irons in the fire. But anyways, I enjoy that stuff. But the question becomes is, you know, doing 6 hours of lawn maintenance on a long weekend Monday, how do we evaluate time well spent? What makes time that you spend doing something, what makes it well spent, or how do you evaluate it as well spent? In the sense of, is time well spent something that gives you happiness? Is time well spent something that provides money? So for instance, I remember Jamie and I meet on a regular basis, talk about YouTube, and we had this conversation. I'd just gotten back from doing 6 hours of work at a place, and of course that put money in my pocket. So 6 hours of work at a place, doing something I enjoy like building, put money in my pocket. I've spent 6 hours editing a YouTube video, and not that I don't like my viewers, but there's really no return on investment at this point anyways on a YouTube video for that. So is 6 hours editing a video time well spent versus 6 hours working and making money time well spent? For me, obviously, I mean, I would say I don't dislike getting into a rough section of road here again. I wouldn't say that I dislike cutting grass, but I'm not sure if it's time well spent. I enjoy the quiet time, but I would enjoy spending 2.5 hours shooting archery, more so than I would enjoy cutting grass for 2.5 hours. I had a bit of this conversation with my students the other day. Some of these students are taking like 3 construction-based courses or wood-based courses. And I said to them, like, do you think that's time well spent? And the reason I asked is, and I wasn't trying to be sarcastic with any of them, but I wouldn't say that there's any of them that are overly motivated in any of the courses. So they're spending almost 4 hours of their day in a wood-based program, not really engaging in the learning. I mean, they're there and they're doing what they have to do and kind of minimally what they're doing, but they're not super engaged in that. When you're putting 4 hours of your time into something, wouldn't you want to be engaged? Or at least that's how I would look at it. If I was investing 4 hours of time in something, it better be something that I'm passionate about, something that I'm interested in, and something that I'm getting some reward from. So we had that conversation, and some of them admitted, you know, they'd been told to take the course, there was nothing else to take. So then my question was, well, what could you take, or what would you want to take that would be interesting for 4 hours? Definitely the welding came up from a number of students. You know, they wanted to learn how to do some serious real welding. We don't have a welding program at our school, but maybe that's something we need to be looking at. For sure, it's definitely a trade that is growing and a trade that is in need. All the trades are in need of people in that. So, but it was a curious conversation. You know, you're spending 4 hours of your day in courses that you're not really super interested in and not really super motivated in. So no wonder it doesn't feel like time well spent, or maybe no wonder you're not, you know, putting your best effort in. When we're doing stuff, some things we have to do, but we make the best of it. You gotta be here, you gotta be in class, let's make the best of it. So if it's a have to, would you evaluate that as time well spent? Let's find your passion and turn your passion into what you wanna do every day and what you wanna learn every day. We all know that saying that, you know, if you can turn what you love into your job, it'll never feel like work. And I think I've done that with teaching. I also think I've done that with everything I'm doing in my life, with my side jobs of building and now YouTube. I really do enjoy producing videos, and I enjoy learning After Effects and creating the little animations and stuff like that. So, you know, I guess I believe all that stuff is time well spent for me because I'm gaining something out of it, I'm learning from it. And maybe that's how I evaluate time well spent. If I have some sort of gain in the end, be it a product, be it learning, be it financially, be it a good looking piece of property. So what do you think is time well spent? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's see if we can have a bit more of a conversation. Is cutting grass time well spent, or are you a condo liver? Or maybe you live in a house and you cut grass and hate it because it's not time well spent, but do it anyways. That's what we've got on Along for the Drive here on Along for the Ride this week. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Like I said, if you've got thoughts and comments, put them below. We'll have a little more of a conversation. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the series. If there's something you want to talk about, let us know and we'll make a video of that for 1 week. But otherwise, I'm going to continue focusing on the drive here because I got to make a turn in 500 meters. And until then, this is Greg Sinti saying, see ya and enjoy the beautiful weekend. Thanks a lot. Well, I'm just on my way home, 2 hours, 14 minutes. Just spent 2 days up in Collingwood, and I can say that that was time well spent.